Alright guys, welcome back for another Grand Cross video. So I know I'm late, but there has been a lot of discussion for the past, I want to say 4 hours or so, about first, Ludociel getting a buff, right? Festival Ludociel actually did get buffed, which is kind of insane. I didn't think they were gonna buff this unit, but they did, so that's really big actually. We'll talk about it in this video, and then also another Holy War Festival unit is coming out, but we will talk about that in another video. In this video, I just want to talk about the change that they did to Festival Ludociel, Margaret, whatever you want to call them, right? So what they did was they said in the dev notes, they literally said that, you know, they adjusted the character stats in skill because they did not think it was on par with some of the previous festival units. Now, I don't really think that Festival Ludociel was that bad. I really don't think that he was really that bad. He was just, they didn't really showcase him in the best light, right? They really didn't. So what they did was they actually buffed his buff skill, Breath of Bliss, right? So they went ahead and buffed this, which is, we're gonna get into it, right? We're actually gonna go to the Grand Cross database, but yeah, they buffed this skill, and they also buffed the ultimate skill. Now, I think that this change was actually pretty, I don't want to say bad, but I kind of think that it wasn't needed, right? So let's go ahead and let's just get into the skills. Let's go ahead and let's just go right into it. So you guys remember when she first released, or when he first released, whatever, you know, they had their buff skill, and it increased type advantage damage, and it also decreased type disadvantage taken, right? So now what it'll do, it removes debuffs from allies, increases damage dealt by 30%, decreases damage taken from enemies by 20% for 2 turns. So even at rank 1, this is busted. I'm just gonna go out of the gate and say it. This is busted. Then rank 2, of course, it gets even more busted because it increases damage dealt to enemies by 45%, and then it decreases damage taken by 30%. Rank 3, on rank 3, it's literally one of the, it has to be the best buff card in the game. It's literally the best buff card in the game, because it still increases basic stats by 20%, increases damage dealt by 50%, and decreases damage taken by 40%. Do you know how busted this is? If you use this with Tarmiel, if you run her and Tarmiel together, it's over. It's GG, because Tarmiel himself already decreases damage taken. Giving him an additional 20, 30, or even like 40% extra damage reduction, that is insane. Like, that's actually insane. And again, then she has this. She still has her passive. Increases the basic stats of Goddess Race allies by 8%, for a maximum of 40%, by the way. And let's not forget about the Grace. Yo, she's insane. Like, yeah, I thought she was pretty good before. I mean, she wasn't like crazy or anything like that, but she was still, you know, top tier. In my opinion, she was still top tier. Now that they buffed this card, forget top tier. She's just godly. Like she's just godly, because this charge attack right here, this AoE charge skill, wasn't really all that. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't really all that. If you played it right, it could be strong, but just talking about it at base value, it wasn't that crazy. Now that, you know, getting a rank 1 30% increase to damage, yeah, it's gonna be really powerful. It's gonna be really powerful. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Again, I think she was, you know, I thought she was good before, Now she just busted. Now she just literally busted. I really think that the change, I don't know if they needed it. I really don't think that they needed to change the way this unit worked. I thought it was fine. Like, I really thought it was okay. You know what I mean? But now it's just, she's just... Oh, man. All right, let's get to the ult. The ult is what I think many people have a problem with. So her ult before, you guys already knew that it was a single target sever skill, right? Pretty good. You know, pretty good card. Now, they did what they did, like, to Bond to her. So at 6 out of 6, she gets this extra effect, which she nullifies all skill effects. Now, I don't know if this is a typo, right? Or, you know, they didn't finish it, but it doesn't even say excluding stance skills and recovery skills. It literally just says blocks all skill effects, including those of ultimate moves, and decreases ultimate move damage by 30% for 2 turns. That's insane. That's insane. So if this doesn't kill, it'll still set the enemy back, which whoever you target, it'll still set them back, which is insane, right? That's actually really insane. Now, in my personal opinion, I kind of think this was scummy. I kind of think this was scummy because this is after the fact that she released, but I mean, it is a buff, right? It is a buff. It's kind of like buffing old units, and you know, if they were you know, if they were to get buffs, it's kind of similar to that. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but I do think that they shouldn't have did this. I don't think they should have did this at 6 out of 6. I think maybe like 3 out of 6 would have been better. But they definitely shouldn't have done this, because people were skipping this unit, man. People were literally skipping this unit, and now you fight a Ludociel, it's over. It's literally over. You can't do anything because she removes buffs, increases damage dealt to enemies by 30%, and decreases damage taken. Like, it's crazy. And then single target sever, which is strong enough on its own already, blocking all skill effects and decreasing ultimate move damage. Like, she's insane. Like, there's no ands if or buts about it. Like, this unit just got the biggest buff in the game's history. And that's just facts. Like, that's not even me trying to, like, you know, gas her up or anything like that. This unit literally got the best buff in the game's history. I don't remember a single unit getting this big of a buff. I really don't. So, I don't know. This is a pretty crazy change. I'm not gonna lie. Again, this is insane. I don't know why they decided to do this. Again, they said it was because she underperformed, but I don't necessarily think it was the unit's fault. I think it was more so the devs' fault. Like, they were the ones who messed up in the showcase, not the unit. The unit's fine. The unit was fine before the buff. Now she's just god tier, but she was fine before the buff. So I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I think it was, I don't think it was necessary that they changed her. I know a lot of people were like, oh, why did they do this? Or, you know, a lot of people were in the middle, but then it came to this ultimate and it's like, oh man, again, not the worst thing ever. If it were AoE sever or something like that, you know what I mean? Then it would be bigger, but it's only single target, so it's like it only blocks out one enemy. You know, it's not the biggest change in the world, but it's still a pretty, like, sus move, right? It's still a sus move. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. Ludo Margaret buffed up, so let me know what your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. I am very curious to see and hear what you guys have to say. So yeah, you guys already know, as always, I will see you all next time.